All right, what's going on, guys? My name's Andy,
I'm Christina.
and we haven't been here for like 2 years. I feel like.
Oh, you mean like on social media?
Yeah, it's been a long time. So a little updated on what's been going on with us. We are starting the podcast. This is our first episode that we're going to be starting. It's going to be about business, Airbnbs, kind of not just Airbnbs, but like real estate. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about restaurants, flooring companies, lawyers. There's a lot of people out there that I want to interview and kind of find out about them, how they did it, what they do, stuff like that. But before we kind of get into that, here's an update with us. How are you doing?
Oh my gosh, I feel like there's so much to update because it's been 2 years, longer than that. It's been like
2.5, 3 years.
whatever, 18 months plus 9
When
months.
did we buy Blue Beach?
In 2001. It was April of 2001.
We've been kind of MIA. Not MIA because we've posted here and there.
Yeah.
But since 8801 Chatham, which is the very first Airbnb that we kind of purchased, we've been out of the game for a while.
Yeah, our focus kind of shifted from social media to renovating Airbnbs, and it was just, one property, then the next property, then the third property, then the hurricane, and then the baby and life, and
a lot has happened. But I don't think it was
yeah.
all about, I don't think it was just that made us stop. I think it was also, we got demonetized on YouTube.
Oh yeah, that was a big bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big hit.
She was doing try-ons actually on this platform here, on this like channel that you guys are watching this on. You were doing that for quite a long time.
Yeah, I had almost 700 videos, and it was such a blow, honestly, to have the channel demonetized. And I kept it going for a little while later, but when I got pregnant, I got tired, and I don't know, it's my focus completely shifted. So,
and there's no point in really doing, at least for me, I don't see a point in doing content and having so much content going involved and so much time with.
Yeah, because it
it.
was a lot of time. Yeah, for not getting paid for it, and then also being very busy with other projects that are more lucrative. So yeah, so it kind of just derailed us.
Airbnb kind of took off too.
It did. Yeah, that was a blessing, for when it started taking off, when my channel got demonetized, because we didn't really have traditional work. Well, I do real estate, and real estate was taking off a lot. I mean, the market was hot. It was one of those situations where you list a property and there's 1 million people wanting to buy it. They're there before the open house starts, kind of deal. That was those days. Totally different ball game for today. Now we're in a failing market.
Cape Coral is kind of dying. At least around us, we have, I think, the top 3 worst market in Florida.
Yeah, so Punta Gorda, Naples, and Cape Coral, Fort Myers. We do have a crashing market here, so I'm a little nervous of what's to come, because I'm starting to see some short sales. I'm starting to see, foreclosures. I'm starting to see people sell the property for less than what they purchased it for. So they're not even doing assumable mortgages at this point. They're going backwards. So underwater. It's scary.
We actually have 2 properties also that we're selling. So we have a total. How many Airbnbs? 7. We have 7 Airbnbs right now. One we've taken off completely. We have just a year-long renter in that one. That one's Blue Tiki. So we have other Airbnb rentals, but they're not doing so hot.
No, this month is scary. September's scary, but it's also a weird year. It's an election year, and I think people have finally ran out of money. I think people finally ran out of money. People aren't vacationing. It is summertime.
We've kind of run out of money too.
Well, yeah, we're following that. We're supporting our property.
Yeah,
right now, and that's hard.
We're having to shill out right now. A lot more cash, because the cash isn't coming in right now. And it's not to say that we're going to go under or anything. But so to backtrack, we stopped YouTube because Airbnb was making so much money, and then on top of that, Christina's real estate was really making a lot of money. So these two,
and
combined,
I was demonetized, so I was like, okay, we'll follow the money.
Point? Yeah, so we followed the money, and now that the market has cooled down, obviously real estate isn't as hot in this market anymore. We kind of have a lot of time on our hands, so I think that's what we're going to start investing time and money and just more of our creativiness into the podcast. So, but on top of that, we have a kid.
Oh my gosh, is it ever so hard to work with a child? I am still adapting to this life.
What's been the hardest thing for you to?
There's been so many hard parts. Like, okay, well, you guys don't know because, like, I haven't really been on social media and openly sharing, but I will tell any listening ear nearby, and you know. So postpartum depression hit me, and it hit me hard, and surprise, surprise, I am pregnant again. And
10 weeks pregnant now, actually.
yeah, and the first like 7 weeks, I was also, it's like postpartum depression transitioned into my pregnancy, which is not normal, by the way.
I think it's called prenatal or perinatal depression now.
Yeah, but I didn't want to take medication before, and now I really don't want to take medication.
And you don't actually take medication.
I don't take
taking
medication.
progesterone.
That kind of made things worse.
Yeah.
It was to support the pregnancy, but it made me have my first ever anxiety attack. And like, if anyone knows me, I don't have anxiety attacks. I am like,
that's my job.
Even keel. I'm the one who was the sound mind. You were the crazy one.
Yeah.
I was the one who would like diffuse you, calm you down, all that stuff. Yeah. And
it's the other way around.
Yeah, you've been stepping up, babe. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I actually never seen you go through that. So the last year,
yeah,
you've been
18 months.
Yeah, 18 months.
It's been 18 months.
Because you started feeling this while you were...
Yeah, right after pregnancy, I started feeling, we were sleep deprived for a while. We had a touchy situation with our son. So he, kept us up all night. We were sleep deprived, and that wreaks havoc on your hormones, your system, your mental health, your ability to function and think properly. So the first 8 months, we were like walking zombies pretty much. But then after that, then
when the sleeping got better, that's when I got concerned, was because we were blaming it on the sleep deprivation, but now that the sleep deprivation kind of like was eliminated and you started sleeping better, you still progressed into
this depression, depressive state. It was crazy. It's never affected me. I still don't really identify with that. I'm almost like sad that I have to experience that. It has made me more sensitive to other people who battle depression and anxiety, because I really realized that there's sometimes like nothing you can do. Because I did like every healthy thing possible. I was doing sauna. I even did a cold plunge one day.
Juicing on top of that.
Juicing and going to the gym has been that number one thing that's been helping. But still, like it's still not the solution to my problem yet, because I'm still battling. And even though I am experiencing those happy pregnancy hormones right now, it's like there's still bad days, and
You think you have more bad days than good days right now?
Well, the first like seven weeks were bad.
I still think it's going on too.
It is going on. Like I had 6 good days, and then I had like a really bad day, and then 2 good days, and then a really bad day, and then a mediocre day.
But I think even still, your good days still have dips in them.
Yeah.
When do you think the dips come? Or like when do you start feeling...
I really should keep track of it, right?
I'm not asking like because you did have a panic attack. I don't know if we touched on that, but
I had a panic attack.
I'm not talking about the panic attack. When do you start feeling like the hormones, not hormones,
sometimes
but the depression happening?
Honestly, sometimes I wake up and I feel that way. And there's been days that I go to bed feeling that way, and I'm like, let me just go to sleep. Maybe I'll wake up and be different, and then it's still there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get through this day? And just trying to get through it. I'm just waiting for that light at the end of the tunnel of what a lot of women do say, is that some people say it's taken them 3 years.
That's insane.
I know.
I don't know if I could do that for 3 years.
You have to do it. You don't have a choice. You do not have a choice, because I don't feel like I can do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's been bad, guys.
What do you pinpoint? Like, why do you think it's happening?
Well, that's the thing.
Or is it a culmination of things?
That's the thing. It can be a beautiful day with everything going right, and I'm not even worried. It could be that kind of day, and it's like I'm disconnected from other people's happiness. I'm disconnected from other people's emotions. And that's not me either. I'm usually like very in tuned. I usually have touch points of connection with people where I feel what they feel, like when they feel joy or when they feel happiness or when they are excited about something, or you know, they're even if they're mad, like I understand it. I don't really like tap into those emotions with people. But I'll be sympathetic. I couldn't get there. Like I would look at people that look happy and smiling and laughing, and I'm thinking like they're faking it, and then I'm like, no, they're probably not faking it, because I used to be accused of, why are you so happy all the time? Like, I was just happy. I was just happy, and of course, like I went to the doctors and I went to the OBG and I went to talk to the fertility doctor, and I'm like, is it my hormones, or is it vitamin nutrient deficiency, or is it mineral deficiency? Like, what has happened that has made this happen to me? And I mean, I can distinctly tell you that right after having a baby, that started it, no sleep. I blamed it on that for a while, but then there was when I stopped producing milk for breastfeeding.
Which is when, like 5 months?
That was like 5.5 months. Yeah. And my body said no more, and there was a huge drop in hormones. They say, oh, that's normal, right? And so that's your oxytocin, I believe, and your progesterone. And so I don't know, maybe it is and was so far gone, but there is still no explanation in my mind for it to relate to hormones. If right now being pregnant, my hormones are going up and up.
Yeah,
and
so
up,
you can't.
and up.
It's not really. We talked to a doctor. We have like a fertility doctor that we talked to, and they said that you can't really, one, take medicine, and two, you can't really like test for hormones because your hormones are so out of whack.
Yeah, at this moment, but before when I tested, it did show back at normal.
Everything was normal, yeah.
Everything was normal. Like even my thyroid was like a little low, but normal, and that's been so perplexing. And like I don't know. There's a lot, you know. Apparently, this is not uncommon. Like,
you know, a lot of women deal with that.
Yeah, lots of women that I talked to.
What is it like? What do you feel? Like, what do you feel? What are you thinking?
Terrible. It's
what
terrible.
Is that? What does that mean?
What does it feel like? It feels like there's no hope. It feels like, why am I here? What's the purpose of me? Like, there's no purpose. There's no excitement. There's no happiness or joy. There's like pleasure is not even pleasure. Like it's so sad. You can't tap into anything that feels good. And then what has been helping is the gym, and going to the gym. You know, I'll hit those endorphins, but that will be so short-lived. Like now I'm so scared not to go to the gym on a daily basis. And sometimes I wonder, like, should I be going twice a day just to try to hit endorphins, just to get like a very small window of feeling good? You know, it's also lack of motivation. Like, it really has hit me really hard, and I was not prepared, wasn't expecting that, had no knowledge other than hearing people say postpartum depression, but I for sure thought that was not going to happen to me. I had an easy pregnancy, remember?
I didn't think it was going to happen either. I was actually very surprised because I was usually the one that had the roller coaster happening.
Yeah.
And I never really expected you to go through that. Well, I was going through it. Even when I got off of drugs, for the first year, I think, it was really emotionally taxing because I was learning to feel again. But even like the second year, it was me as opposed to you going through, you know, those emotions, and it was like the depression. And however, I got on medicine. Right now I'm taking citalopram. I'm taking 20 milligrams, which, by the way, I cannot get off of it. I've tried. I've tried so hard to get off of it. Now, mind you, I've smoked crack before. I've done heroin. Like I was an intravenous heroin user, and coming off of heroin was 10 times easier than it was to come off of this antidepressant. Like I can't. I
remember seeing the withdrawals. First of all, you became a crazy person.
For what? The heroin or for the?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, with
citalopram.
Taking
antidepressant.
Yeah, the antidepressant.
It's Wellbutrin, by the way.
You became a crazy person. Yeah. You were really angry and aggressive, and I mean, you were ready to kill. Yeah. Important people too. I won't even mention.
Yeah.
And so that was really scary to see you. And also the withdrawals, your body was shaking. You were getting electric shocks. You were sweating profusely.
It's the worst. It's by far, like, heroin was like more of like the flu. Like you had the flu, and like your skin becomes super sensitive. But with the antidepressant, it was like,
Like the flu times 10.
yeah. I mean, I couldn't move. My body was hurting, and that's normal with heroin and like opioid withdrawal. But I was feeling that amplified.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm gonna get these like random electrical shocks all over me. It's by far the hardest, and not only like the physical aspect of it, but like
The mental.
I flip out. Like I
Yeah.
flipped. Like I've I've tried to get so let's be real. I tried to get off of it
A couple times.
a couple times, like 3 or 4 times.
And then you did it with doctor supervision and
still.
half dosing it every like few days, and still it was bad. It got to the
We
point.
forgot to mention that the first
Yeah.
time was just cold turkey.
Oh yeah, cold turkey stupidity.
It's a bad idea to come off antidepressants cold turkey. Like you're not supposed to do that. So he was like the 3 or 4 times that I've tried to come off. I think the first one, I had no idea, right? Like heroin, you just stop, right? If you're smoking Roxy's, you stop smoking it, you're done. It's not like you smoke half a Roxy or you inject half a cc or half a 0.1 gram. It's different, right? Heroin, you can just stop. So I took that mentality with citalopram, my antidepressant, and
Yeah.
it was fucking miserable.
For everybody.
Now I didn't know that I was withdrawing. I was 10 days postpartum. I was 10 days post taking it. Like I was 10 days clean. I started feeling weird, but I didn't attribute it to the antidepressant withdrawals
Yeah.
because I had no idea.
Yeah.
I thought I had just had the flu. On day 8, I began to get like these electrical pulses all over my body, like randomly. And day 8.5, day 9, it was the pulses, sweats, my body, my neck hurt a lot.
I don't think you could sleep either.
And I couldn't sleep. Day 10, I fucking flipped.
Yeah, he was a psychopath.
I flipped. And like that's not really me. Like I can get angry.
That's
like, I
not
can,
the normal you.
yeah. Even it's not the normal angry me.
Right.
I was like threatening to kill someone and to just, but it wasn't like, oh, I want to kill this person. Like I went into graphic detail.
Yeah, it was really scary stuff.
Yeah.
It's
and-
like dark. We shouldn't even.
Yeah. We went to I should talk about it.
You should talk about it, but you don't.
We went
need
to Disney World with D'Angelo. It was incredibly hot. Off of antidepressants was just not the. Don't go to Disney World without taking antidepressants.
during the summertime when it's really hot in Florida.
Yeah. The second time that I tried to come off without doctor supervision still. I was on day 2 and I began to lash out.
Experience,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was lashing out a little bit. Not as bad as the first time. But I think the second time that I stopped, the second day, third day, I began to feel... Okay, so the second time I tried to come off antidepressants, I started to... I don't even know if I told you this. I told my cousin this. Let me just be very careful with what I say. You started to... Damn, I don't even know how to say it.
You don't want to tell me?
No, it's not that I don't want to tell you. It's just I don't know how to... I don't want to tell you. All right, so the second time that I tried to come off, I felt like this life was not real. Like I wasn't supposed to be in this life. Like
You were disconnected from this
from me,
physical reality.
not from physical reality. It wasn't like some spiritual, like Hogwarts, Harry Potter stuff. It was like, okay, so it's called depersonification. I remove. Let me read it down. Jamie, could you pull it up, please? You guys don't know that. That's from Joe Rogan. Depersonification.
Can I just spit this out there that while you're looking that up is that I have never taken any drugs in my life. And I also have never been drunk. I know that sounds so crazy. But like I've always wanted to be of sober mind. I mean, there's been a lot of alcoholics in my family line, and so I knew everyone who touched alcohol in my family has become an alcoholic, so I never wanted to go down that route in fear that I would also end up like that. Same thing with like drugs. Drugs didn't seem to impact people in my family, but I just like never wanted to do drugs and lose control of myself.
I can't find the definition because I can't even find the term. It's not depersonification. Maybe it is. I don't know. I just felt like I wasn't supposed to be in this life. Like I wasn't supposed to be living this life. Like in my mind, like I remember distinctly looking at you and thinking to myself, like, I'm not supposed to be married to her. I'm not supposed to be in Cape Coral. I'm not supposed to be doing real estate or doing YouTube. Like I'm supposed to be, like in my mind it was like, I feel like my life went a different way. I believe that there was two of me, like the multiverse kind of thing. Like I believe like.
Where did you think the other you was supposed to go?
No,
or supposed to
I felt
do?
like I felt like there was multiple lives out there, but I was conscious in this one, but in reality I was really living the other reality.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Like
very interesting.
You probably don't know what I mean, but like.
Well, no, I've never experienced that.
So there was that, and then there was this feeling of, what if the last time that I used, what if I died?
Mm-hmm.
What if I was really dead?
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm experiencing now is what I would have experienced. And so like that was really prevalent in what I was thinking and feeling at the moment. So like I couldn't really, I don't know how to like explain it. Like I should have been, not I should have been dead, but like I felt like, what if I did die? And like I'm just living this like random life that I'm not supposed to be living, or like this is like, okay, like you, I feel like I was dead, like I overdosed and you walked into the back room and found me dead, and like that timeline it's supposed to be living. But like right now I'm just experiencing what if I didn't die, what my life would have been like.
Interesting.
Does that make sense? My light turned off, so I'm going to fix that real quick.
In a certain kind of way. I mean, I have never experienced anything of that nature, but I know that like I know my brother has talked about doing shrooms, and he to this day will still question like this is probably just like a simulation kind of thing. And I've heard other people say that, like they feel like they're living in the Matrix, or they feel like they're living in a multiverse, or, you know, something like that. And I'm thinking that maybe chemicals in the brain have a role to play with that. Obviously, you were withdrawing and you had these feelings and experiences which are not typical with...
No, it's very typical. So
is it?
Yeah, my cousin's a psychologist, and he said what I was feeling was depersonification. So like you feel like you're not supposed to be in this life, like you're supposed to be somewhere else. And like there's two timelines going on, and I just happened to go to this one.
And he said that is common?
And he said it's common for those who come off of SSRIs.
Oh, well, okay, so there you said it. It's common for those who come off of SSRIs, which are antidepressants, right?
Which is an antidepressant, yeah.
Yeah. Well...
And then the third time that I tried to come off, I tried to wean myself off with doctor supervision, and it just didn't.
Yeah.
I think like after the first day, I began to...
Yeah, exhibit symptoms, and that was half dosing.
And I can't come off of it. Like, it's the weirdest thing.
Which is why I don't want to ever go on anything. That's my fear.
Now, mind you, after doing research, it's Wellbutrin or citalopram is the hardest one to come off. It's like the worst withdrawal one. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm
so
sure
you don't have to do that one.
Yeah.
But are you against doing some kind of medicine?
You know what? I guess it just depends on how long this is going on for me. You know, like.
Would you be open to it?
Yeah. If I don't return to my normal self, because I haven't gotten to my normal self yet since having the baby. So if I continue on past a certain point in time, or if it gets worse, I mean, I'm scared because I'm pregnant now, and they say that if you've had postpartum depression, that you're like 30%
statistically
more likely to have it. Yeah. So I think it's 30% of women experience it, which I'm surprised that it's even that low. and you're very likely to have it in next pregnancies.
Yeah.
So
We gotta. I think as a couple, we have to put things in place to alleviate or like have a softer landing for you. So I think, granted, we didn't know.
yeah.
We didn't know that this was going to happen postpartum.
Yeah.
So I think this time, as a couple, we have to plan how to softly land the plane.
Well, one thing different that I'm doing this time that I stopped doing, the first time was I stopped working out early on, like first trimester. This time I plan on working out as long as I can. I mean, I was still doing walks every day for like a mile and a half, remember? But that wasn't enough. And then I literally stopped working out right after having D'Angelo for the first whole year.
Yeah.
And
no, more than that.
More than that, you're right. It was like...
you recently just started working out.
It was like the first...
You've been working out for like
15
months.
It was like the first 15 months. And he's 18 months, so 3 months.
3 months.
I've been working out 3 months, and it has been helping,
Yeah.
but it's still like, I'm not my normal self. I'm not. And then I just went on a women's retreat, and I came back, and I felt so good there. And then as soon as I came back home, you were so worried. You're like, is our marriage okay?
Oh, yeah.
Are we okay?
Because we barely communicated. Granted, it was the service that, you couldn't really...
Oh, and then my phone died.
Yeah, we didn't have a charger. So coming home, it's like you were obviously happy, and then coming home and then seeing me is like...
It wasn't you.
I know it wasn't.
It was the mess. It was the mess. And it was the responsibility. And I was so tired because we didn't sleep very well in the hotel. And so I was moping around. I mean, I didn't really...
You're still kind of moping.
I know, because I don't want to do anything.
So we really don't know how to get out of it. That's just kind of like what we're experiencing. I feel like I'm not depressed. Like I'm okay.
Yeah, you're in better shape than I am.
No, but for
physically too.
It's kind of scary to see you go through that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to fix it.
Well,
I'm not a very good talkative person. Like I'm not a tell me your feelings kind of thing.
Yeah, this is probably the most talking I'll get out of them all week.
So we've gone 28 minutes, and this is a long time for me.
Yeah.
No, but I like the podcast. I like this. I feel good with this podcast, I think.
You know what? This is going to be my way of conversating with you.
Damn it. All right. So this was our first podcast. That's kind of what's been going on with us. We have Airbnbs, but they're slow. Christina is going through postpartum depression.
Yeah.
I'm going through... I feel like I'm in limbo because we work from home.
Yeah,
so
that's another thing. It's not working for me.
Yeah,
like,
just sitting at home. We have properties and like investments that kind of is our job, so we don't really have a 9-to-5, so we stay home a lot, and I think that's been one of the biggest issues. So
I'm not a homebody. I need people. I need to talk.
But I think this could be an avenue.
Well, this could be. Yeah.
I really like this.
Getting more people on, but like I still need to I need to connect with people. Like that's why. Well, I'm in some mom groups.
We should get 2 really fine ass women.
You want me to double myself?
Yeah.
I'll hold a mirror. Hold a mirror so that there's 2 of us.
Yeah, 2 mics on there. But yeah, that's been an update. I want to be honest, open with everybody and where we're at. I guess the next episode I don't know where we're going with this. I want to interview people. The podcast room is not really set up yet. We have 2 mics set up. I have on the other, you can't really see it, but on the other side I have couches, or not couches, what do you call those? Chairs.
Yeah.
I have like lounging chairs. So yeah, we kind of want to take this somewhere to talk. We want to interview people. If you guys have any ideas of what we should be talking about, whether it's like the business side, whether it's like relationally things, or like interviewing people who you would like to see on this podcast, comment down below. Let us know what you guys think. If you guys can, please subscribe. Helps us out a lot. Leave a comment, leave a like, and I think this is a wrap.
I feel like there is a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
we have honestly led a very interesting life. So far in our relationship, this is probably the most boring season of our life.
Yeah, it's
but we were kind of a little out there. And
I'm sure you guys know, obviously. I'm sure some of you guys know. I guess we'll be talking about that stuff in another episode. All right, guys, if you guys can, please like this video. If you guys can, also find us on Instagram and TikTok. I'm ThatFitInvestor.
And it's Christina Stewart.
And until next time, guys. See you later, alligator. Bye.